Microsoft is giving more CPU power to Xbox One developers. What does this mean? Drop me a line in the comments below, but first, my opinion. I'm Tarmack and this is Feature Creep. Recently, the SDK, or software development kit for the Xbox One, was leaked by some script kiddie in a dark basement somewhere. When parsing through the details of that release, it was discovered that a 7th CPU core was being provided for use by game developers on the Xbox One. So, clearly it's worth mentioning that there's the potential for a performance increase. However, it's also worth going into what Xbox One gamers lose in the trade. In order for developers to access the 7th CPU core for their game, they cannot use game-specific voice commands, infrared, or depth camera functionality. Essentially, this change could simply be called opting out of Kinect in exchange for a better performing game system. The core does act as more of an overflow though, in that it still prioritizes system-related voice commands like trolling your brother by saying Xbox off as you walk through the room. I'd feel sorry for Microsoft if the Kinect was less of a ham-fisted device that they intended to force down the collective consumer throat. It was marketed right from the beginning as the next big thing. I don't know what the next big thing will actually be, but you can be damn well guaranteed it won't be marketed with that as a tagline. Kinect was going to change video games, because what was really missing from a sedentary, relaxing, generally semi-horizontal hobby was standing up for activities. And since you, the gamer, clearly needs exercise, who better than Microsoft to provide it via Kinect, a device you can't disconnect, retracted, can't turn off, retracted, can't buy an Xbox One without, retracted, limits your system performance due to dedicated hardware, retracted. First, they were in denial. Of course they'll want to connect. Then anger will make sure there's no option to avoid it. From there into bargaining with the ever-receding line of just how required Kinect was. Right now, by the standard stages of loss and grief, Microsoft is either in depression or acceptance. I'm not sure which. And I'm not terribly surprised. 3D wasn't a game changer, and after its complete absence at CES, poor sales of hardware, terrible ongoing adoption rates, it's a dying gimmick. The dancing camera in your living room gimmick has also taken a faceplant, as Sony kept it as an optional add-on right from the beginning, and Microsoft had to eventually acquiesce to selling the Xbox One without the bloody thing, just to remain price competitive over the Christmas season. Hell, the Xbox One was actually the better priced of the two this year for a short period of time, despite being less a gaming machine and more a media box. The video game gimmick race is actually a bit on the odd side. 3D VR cameras, brainwave control, pressure pads, plastic instruments, all outperformed and outlasted by basic controllers, keyboards, and mice. And why? Because they put barriers between the player and the thing being played. They make entertainment less convenient in an already convenience-centric world. The only one major control innovation is touchscreens, and they succeed by providing the consumer quite simply more convenience than barrier. At the end of it all, this change is simply additional evidence that the Microsoft push for Kinect functionality has taken a confidence nosedive. They've realized over time that the consumer isn't clamoring for a camera in the living room, and as a result, developers can eke out a little bit more performance from the console generation. That is an important change in my view, because the fewer devices holding PC game performance back, the better. What do you think about the current state of Kinect and the PlayStation camera? Please do comment down below. With the new year having rolled over, my schedule is now in full swing, so Feature Creep is back to a weekly release every Friday. Please do subscribe if you enjoy the series, and I'll keep the content coming. That's all I have to say. Tarmack out.